How do you save 10K in under a year? Well, you do it one day at a time. I know this can seem like an impossible goal, but I assure you it's easier than you think. I've done it myself. The trick is to use the 27-40 rule. What is that? I'll explain in a second. Before we get to the 27-40 rule, step one is to set your goals. Knowing you're saving for a specific reason makes it a lot easier to stick to that goal over the long term. Whether you're saving up for a down payment on a house, a car, to send your kids to college, get out of debt, or go on a dream trip, having a clear reason for saving and writing that down somewhere is going to help you stay motivated and stick to that goal. Step number two is to break it down into smaller, more manageable goals. And this brings us to the 27-40 rule. $10,000 is a lot of money and it can seem really hard to get to that goal. But if you break it down to monthly or weekly or even daily goals, it becomes much more manageable. So to save $10,000 a year, you need to save $833 a month, $192 a week, or $27.40 per day, which brings us to the 27-40 rule. If you can save an extra $27.40 every single day, you will have an extra $10,000 sitting in your bank account at the end of the year. Now, personally, I find it more useful to break things down into weekly or monthly goals because I don't necessarily spend money every day. Yesterday, I didn't leave the house and didn't technically spend anything, but I did live in an apartment I pay for monthly, eat food I buy weekly, and use energy I pay for bi-monthly. So basically, I need to figure out how I can reduce my daily spendings by $27.40 or my monthly spending by $833 and put that money into savings instead. Step number three is to calculate your current income and expenses. This is really important because we need to know where we're starting from so we can figure out where to cut expenses and maybe where we could increase our income as well. So here are my income and expenses. I make about $4,000 income per month. My expenses, including rent, phone, groceries, electricity, gas, miscellaneous purchases, internet, plus the $1,200 I have to put away for income tax because I'm self-employed, which amounts to about 30% of my income. That adds up to $3,255. Now the extra $1,200 on there, that is what I'm putting away personally for my income tax expense because I am self-employed. I live in Quebec in Canada. So I generally try to put away 30% of my income every month. I'm going to need to pay income tax on that in April. But if you have a regular job, you won't have to do that because your employer will be taking taxes off from your paycheck. Step number four is to calculate the difference and choose your target. So if I look at the numbers here, it means I am saving $745 per month already that I am not spending on things that are necessary to live. And I'm already pretty close to that $833 per month number. So I need to save an extra $88 per month in order to hit that 10K saved by the end of the year. Depending on the balance of your income and expenses, you might already be saving enough, or you're gonna have to go and figure out where we're gonna cut expenses to hit that number. Step number five is to put the money away somewhere where you won't accidentally spend it. Now, there's a few ways you can do this depending on what your goal is for your money, depending on what you're going to do with it. If you're simply gonna save it in a bank account, what I like to do is create a separate bank account or bucket within my account, depends on what your bank offers. I create a separate bucket within my account and label it as my savings goal. Once I create my account, I move in the $833 every month. Depending on your bank, you can usually set up automations to make these transfer go automatically, so you don't even have to think about it. You can have that $833 a month put over into your savings, or alternatively, you can do that daily or weekly. That's what I did in the past, but now my current goal is to put away that money and DCA, dollar cost average it, into investments in crypto. So I'm not sticking it in a bank account. What I'm doing instead is dollar cost averaging by automatically buying a certain amount each week. So I want to make sure I am investing at least $833 per month. So I might break that down week by week and invest about $200 each week. For all of my index fund and stock investing, I use Wealthsimple Trade. It's a really great user-friendly app, even if you're a beginner. If you're in Canada, I highly recommend it. If you're interested in signing up for that, there's a link in the description below, and you'll get 2 free stocks when you sign up and fund your account. For crypto investing, I use the Newton exchange here in Canada, and again, super simple to use, very user-friendly. And if you want to sign up for that to get into crypto investing, then if you use the link in the description below, you'll get an extra $25 added to your account when you sign up and fund it. I personally like this idea of investing the money that I save every month because, especially with inflation sitting around, I think it's 8% or so right now, When inflation is that high, having your money sitting in a bank account earning like 0.1% interest just doesn't make much sense. You're losing purchasing power quite rapidly. So for that reason, I choose to invest. But depending on what your goal is, if you're gonna need that money soon, then maybe sticking it in a high interest savings account would be a better idea, because you never know what the markets are gonna do and you don't want your investment to be weighed down when you need to pull that money out. But for long-term stuff, investing is the way to go. Step number 6 is to choose the expenses you are going to target to cut and reduce your spending in order to hit that savings goal. So what expenses should you target if you're aiming to save $10,000 in a year? There's a lot of ways to approach this, and it's really going to depend on your lifestyle. But for example, things you could do to cut back are to make coffee at home instead of grabbing one at Starbucks and save, about $4 a day. You could move somewhere cheaper, downsize, save about $150 a month. That comes down to about $5 a day. Could cancel unneeded subscriptions, Disney Plus, Hulu, subscriptions you don't necessarily need. Get rid of your car and do transit instead. Buy groceries in bulk, go to Costco. Turn your AC and heat down to save on your energy bills. Buy thrifted and secondhand clothing and home goods. And the big one is eat out less. And I know Uber Eats and DoorDash and what have you can really add up. But you can calculate out based on the amount you're saving per month. Break that down by 30 to get your daily rate. And if you can get that number to add up to at least $27.40, then you are on track. But the problem with this approach is, especially if you're not a high earner, is that there's only so much you can cut. And if you're not earning that much, then you only have a little bit of wiggle room to cut back on stuff. Otherwise, you're cutting things that you kind of need to survive. Which is why instead of focusing on saving more and cutting back on expenses, it's a good idea to also think about ways you can earn more and increase your income. That's because there is a limit to how much you can save, but there is no limit on how much extra you could earn. Which brings us to step number 7. And that is to earn extra income with a side hustle. The easiest way to save an extra $10,000 per year is to simply earn a little extra. This makes hitting goals so much easier. Before we get ahead of ourselves, when it comes to picking a side hustle, you want to pick something you personally enjoy doing. There's so many things you could do, so many ways you can make money, but if you pick something that you don't really find enjoyable, it's going to be really hard to stick with it in the long term, and you'll end up wasting your time. There's so many things you could do, from mowing lawns to flipping things on eBay to garage selling and reselling that to starting an online business, creating digital products, starting a YouTube channel. There's 1,000 ways you could make extra money, but keep in mind to pick something that resonates with you. For me personally, the biggest thing that has impacted my earning potential has been YouTube. I started this channel as a side hustle, and now I make a full-time income here, even with a really small channel. I'm just as surprised as you are that a small channel with only like 9,000 subscribers is able to earn me a full-time income. But there's actually a lot of ways I could be earning more. For example, I could publish 2 times per week instead of 1 time per week to earn more ad income. I could sign up for affiliate offers and promote products to my audience for commission. I could create a new digital product to offer to my audience, a course, an ebook, template, or a coaching service. Or I could reach out to more brands and add 1 to 2 more brand deals to my calendar each month. Of course, these are all things I could do as someone who already has a YouTube channel, but if you don't already have a channel, starting one is one of the best ways to add additional income streams to your life, which conveniently will make saving that $10,000 per year much easier. The best thing about YouTube is that you can create a channel around basically any interest that you might have. And there are people out there earning successful side hustle money doing exactly that on the most obscure, bizarre interests. But whether you're into gardening, tech, beauty, makeup, fashion, you can create a YouTube channel and earn extra money from doing that. And even if you have a day job, doing this on the side is completely doable. You don't have to go all in right away. You do need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours if you want to monetize with ads, but ads are not the only way or even the best way to make money on YouTube. I earned my first dollar on YouTube with about 500 subscribers. I was making a couple $100s a month. I had a couple months with over $1,500 in earnings, and you do not have to put in years of effort to start making an extra source of income. I'm actually launching a brand new masterclass where I show you exactly how I did that and how you can do that as well to start earning several income streams through YouTube, even if you only have a couple hundred subscribers. If you want to earn multiple income streams from your YouTube channel right out of the gate, then I encourage you to click the link in the description below and sign up for my brand new program called Full Stack Creator. I will show you exactly how you can earn a full-time income on YouTube as a solo creator with under 10,000 subscribers. I'm only looking for about 5 to 10 people to start. This is the first time I'm offering it. So if you are interested in being a part of that, I highly recommend you check that out, the link in the description below. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope you found this helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share it with a friend. But otherwise, if you want to learn how you can earn extra money with YouTube and the exact process I use to earn $4,000 per month, check out this video next. And I will see you in the next video.